Hey, buddy.
What's going on? Oh man,
What you doing, man?
jamming some music here, jamming out.
Jamming
Can you hear me?
out. Yeah.
Cut,
Been a
let
tough week, bro.
me cut this off. Yeah. All right, we're live on the
Been a
scene here.
tough week.
We got the
Oh, we
Diamond Dean
live?
live.
Okay. I'm sorry. Okay.
We are. So what's been going on in football? You're back in the middle of it. I mean, right?
Yes. We've already had probably over double. We've had 10 or 12 middle school practices.
Well,
The high schools have already had probably that many. Now, I don't know about the ones around here.
yeah. What are you expecting from your squad this
And
year?
middle school, they got a real good player. He'll be a star up there one day. But boy, he could probably play varsity ball now. I'm serious. He's just
That good.
some people just got it, and he's got it.
Yeah. What's his name?
His move. His name's Ty Covington. Remember that we said it on here.
That's a good name. I like
Ty Covington.
It sounds like Ty Price. What an athlete.
Yeah, an athlete. Well, he just no knock against Ty Price, but I don't think Ty was this good. But this kid's 20. This kid's 20 points a game in basketball. I think he rushed for 600 or 700 last year in 6 middle school games, and
wow,
leading receiver.
We've got
can't throw at him.
We got a mega show today, Dean. We're gonna break down the top receivers. Y'all can see we got it blocked out here. Nobody can see it. It's top secret. And we're also going to be breaking down LSU. We're going to be breaking down Ole Miss. We're going to have a big preview on them. And there ain't no telling what else we're going to do. So y'all hang around and come right back with us. This live show starts now. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Locker Room Sports proudly like to bring you the champs of college sports talks. B to the I to the double G and M to the double T. That be me, the Big Matt, the one and only, and the one that can find out any information, the needle in the haystack, the diamond in the middle. It's the one and only, the Diamond Dean.
What's up, man? You have a good week?
Yes.
Not much. Just a lot of rain here this week.
We ain't had a lot of rain. It'll pop up a little shower now and then, but for the most part, it's just it'll rain a little bit and it quits.
Well, what it does here is it rains when you have football practice. When we were playing football, it never rained when we had football practice. But now that you can actually coach it and need to practice, it rains every day. So we were pretty much indoors all week.
Let's see here. Make sure this goes over here to the other page. Go over here to the share button.
We were pretty much indoors.
There we are. Tonight, guys, we got a special show. We're going to be talking about Oxford, Mississippi, and we're also going to be. It's a must-see TV. Is what we're doing and what we're dealing with tonight. But we got to break down the Kiffin Tigers at the Bayou also. Now, don't forget everything that you thought you knew about a standing college football hangover. The Tigers with Captain Lane at the wheel of the barge heading down the bayou. It's playoff or bust, baby. So now for Ole Miss, under new head coach Pete Golding, the Rebels aren't just trying to defend their territory, Dean. They're trying to reload for a national championship run. So grab your notebooks, fans, hit the thumbs up because it's 2026. this squad is absolutely loaded. So let's get right into it. Facts of the matter.
I will say one thing about Ole Miss. I'm sorry, Matt. Go ahead. I was just going to say I've noticed they're getting a little more respect in the coaching polls and stuff.
Yeah, I think they're getting respect because it's because of who he is. That's all it is. There's nothing. I mean, there's no reason to have them ranked, that high. There's just not. There's no reason.
Oh, you're talking about LSU? No way. Now I do think they're going to be good, and you'll see after we talk. But
they do.
I don't agree with them.
But
they should be ranked over Ole Miss.
No,
or Alabama. I mean, why?
Yeah, I don't. And they're in the coaches poll. They're right behind Bama, Texas Tech. They're right there in that area, which is probably about right. So
that's about right. I agree with that.
If you got questions about LSU or Ole Miss, you come to the right place. So, but before we dive into the tape, here is the quick hitting blueprint, Dean, of your 2026 Rebels. Now, the baseline 10 primary starters do return from last year's playoff roster. The offensive core, they got 6 guys back. That's 3 and 3. 6 guys coming back, led by core senior Trinidad Chambliss. Now, their defensive core starters that's coming back, they're anchored by the Mullins kid, which was award-winning, the Sertain Perkins Award, and the secret weapon, the nation's number 2 transfer portal class, bringing in the SEC. So that does give them some depth. Now, here's the unfortunate part.
Perkins was good.
I like him. Here's the unfortunate part. This gauntlet that all SEC teams have to deal with, which is a 9 SEC team conference games that they must play, and we also must play 1 non-Power 4 team, which Indiana does not, because they're candy, and their coach is nothing but a big mouth because they don't even play a Power 4 team non-con game for 4 years.
4 years. I think that needs to stop.
They play in UMass, Austin Peay.
Well, you have to play Illinois. Somebody?
We do. The SEC is you have to. Like Alabama's playing Florida State. Auburn's playing Baylor. Georgia plays Georgia Tech. Those are the non-con
LSU
games.
Plays Clemson.
And then you have dipshits from the Big Ten. Why? I tell you what about Alabama playing Eastern Carolina and Chattanooga? Yeah, because we got 3 non-con games, genius. One of those non-con games are Power 4. Show me Indiana's schedule. And I have, and they have no rebuttal. All they did, I got into it with a guy on TikTok earlier this morning. He went through every SEC team. Well, Georgia plays Peachtree City Community College, but they play Georgia Tech for non-con. So this is the difference.
Everybody plays small schools.
At least 2. Indiana plays all 3. 2. Indiana plays all 3 of their non-conference games. You only get 3. All 3 of theirs. Games. All 3. Austin Peay, Eastern Illinois, UConn.
Wow.
So that's the difference.
Minnesota's playing Ole Miss. Yeah.
Right. There are some. It's just not mandatory. The Big Ten pressed. Petiti told Sankey that you will play non-conference games like I told you to, boy. And Sankey said, yes, sir. May I have another? Please spank me again. I like it, Daddy. We have to play non-conference games like they do. But their non-conference games are not the same as ours. It's just not. They don't have as many ranked teams in the top 25. We have 6 of the top 12.
Well, I don't think anybody should play non-conference games. How about 8 conference games, 1 Power 4, and then 3 gimmies?
Well, that's what we used to do. But it's changed now.
Why don't we go back to that?
Because Petiti runs the college football. And what Petiti says,
we've seen so many of these schedules. Is the team going to be good? Yeah, but they've got one obstacle: their schedule. How many times have we said that during this?
Well, it's because SEC.
These 2 ain't.
We have a tough schedule. So he's like, "Well, we play the schedule we got." I was like, "I know. Congratulations, Bloomer, Lieutenant Doofy on the scene. Hello, we play no non-power core conference team. Yeah, you walk to the playoffs because you're healthy because all your starters rest through the regular season. Yeah. Indiana, they wouldn't even fire it up to play half the time. Their guys ain't even playing the games. But when they did have to play a big, like Penn States and Ohio States, they barely won those games. Yeah. because the guys wasn't even in a rhythm hardly to play football because they've been playing Austin Peay and UConn and Trinidad State and some team out of the lower Alabama down there in the middle of nowhere in the swamp. It's just ridiculous. So this gauntlet, a 9-game SEC schedule featuring an early emotional clash against LSU for Ole Miss. So now, here's the main idea. So let's start out with this. The rock fight of the offense. This is the unit for replacing 6 starters, including NFL talent and wide receiver, the Stribling kid. But don't panic, Dean. Trinidad Chambliss is back at the helm. This kid shows an absolute ice in his veins at the end of last year's remainder, 159 yard, 4 touchdowns, a masterpiece against Mississippi State, I guess. But he is protected by a veteran interior offensive line featuring the Townsend kid, the Sanders kid, and the Caucus, and who else is handling the ball to? Who's he handing the ball to, Dean?
Lacey, best running back in the conference.
Yeah, so Lacey's
which I think he was last year.
Lacey's a human joystick all in his own in the backfield. I mean, coming off a breakout season where he averaged, Dean, about 150 averaging through the season till the finals up alone. So to top it off, they went to the portal and snagged another elite weapon, this Cook, the second kid, to keep the oppositions and the secondaries to sweeping. So they got plenty of guys. Let's hit the peanut gallery and see what's going on over here. Cody Amos, what's up with you, homie? He likes 8-4 for Cody. And they got Ole Miss.
Actually, that's what I've got. Cody, that's pretty good. I've got I got 8.5 wins for LSU. So 8-4, 9-3.
He's got Ole Miss at 10-2. Simmer Jamboree game Friday night versus North Jackson football this year. Yep. Give us some reports on that.
Cedar Bluff, Gillsville plays at Sandrock Thursday. No, it's at Gillsville. And Cedar Bluff plays Saxon Etowah over here Friday, just a jamboree.
Friday?
2 quarters.
Okay.
Friday, yeah.
So before we switch over to Pete Golden, let me hit some other comments over here on the side. We got Rebel Yell 26 says that Chambliss is a dark horse Heisman candidate. Book it. The interior offensive line. The interior offensive line is going to be giving him all day to throw the ball.
Heck, he ought to be the leading candidate for the Heisman.
I think so. Oxford Bound 88 comments, losing Stribling hurts more than people think, and Cook has high expectations, but can he produce in this system on a week-to-week, from week 1, Dean, all the way through this 9, can he produce? You know, that's going to be part of the tale for this.
I don't agree with this losing Stribling kills them. I mean, Chambliss threw to about 5 or 6 different guys last year. I mean, what are they talking about?
It's just fans. Some of them feel this way.
I mean,
Tigerbait.
He was the best. I'll give him that. But
he says Tigerbait 99 chimes in that enjoy the hype while it lasts. The Rebels, September 19th is marked on your calendars. Death Valley is coming to Oxford. So, yeah, that's what he feels like. So y'all keep the comments coming in. Hit the thumbs up while you're over there. We sure do appreciate it. Now, let's go to the second part here, Dean, the defense. Now, I've had questions about the defense here at Ole Miss Rebels. So turn your attention to this side of the ball, where Pete Golding is cooking up an absolute nightmare for the opposing offensive coordinators. Yes, they lost 7 starters, Dean, but look at who is filling in the gaps. Up front, 340-pound human eclipse, the Otis kid. And then coming over to plug the middle alongside him is the Eccles kid, which we know that he's going to be good. And that Sertain Perkins, the linebacker, he's,
he's good.
The team.
He's good.
He's very, very good. Yeah. And to help out also, Golden went to Baylor and he extracted that Keaton Thomas kid, a guy who racked up over 100 tackles last year by himself, Dean.
Wow.
Now, secondary-wise, it looks like this. Completely have to rebuild. No fly zone while the Braxton kid locks down the perimeter. The Georgia transfer, the Agrua kid, is coming in to provide heavy hits over the middle. So this defense, this is what they're saying at spring practice. And I got some notes from their practice from like Rebel Yell online or whatever. They feel, which that's them, and that's, that group of people, everybody's got, they said.
Powerful.
They said that this group of DBs is faster and longer and with more depth than the group that they had took them to the playoffs last year.
Ooh. Defensively.
Yeah, they're DBs, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so they're better on defense, and they've got the same guys back on offense. So, yeah, I'm going to agree with Cody. It looks like, which I haven't heard their schedule yet or seen it.
We'll look at it. So, we'll check it out.
Looks like it's going to be pretty good.
To close out the starting rebuttals here, and we'll look at the schedule. Here's where the rubber meets the road, though. Where does it all lay down? There's a lot of talk, but until you play the game and put the ball on the turf or put it in the air, as they say, it's going to have to look at this schedule. So it's not a catwalk. September 19th, LSU does come to Oxford. October 24th, a brutal road trip to Texas. November 17th, the Georgia Bulldogs will cross state lines. So this entire season is built on an absolute pressure cooker of November the 14th, late in the year. When the bodies are bruised up and the playoff spots are on the line, Ole Miss has to travel to play Oklahoma. Schedule's not looking real easy. It is a grueling, relentless 9-game SEC gauntlet, but this is exactly what Pete Golden built this team roster for. So they have the depth to survey the collision, that they have the star power to win the shootout, and they have the chip on their shoulder to prove that last year was not just a fluke or they just didn't get lucky, and it's not just all Lane Kiffin. Since Lane is now at LSU, they're going to try to make a point. So get ready, Oxford. The Rebels are built to survive this storm of 9 conference games. And but, hey, look, now I mentioned September 19th, the massive showdown in Oxford against LSU Tigers. And I can't talk about the Tigers.
They got the edge there, man.
Well, I can't talk about the Tigers without tossing it over to you, the Diamond Dean. He's got all the inside track down from the Baton Rouge. He knows exactly what Lane is cooking up, if you can smell what Lane is cooking to counter the Rebels' defense. Are they going to be ready? The Magnolia Bowl. So now my co-host here is going to be stepping up to the mic right now and give us all LSU preview. So, partner, the floor is yours. Tell us what the Tigers are looking like for this 2026 season. Ladies and gentlemen, whole round of applause for the Diamond Dean.
All right, let's get this started. Offensively.
Man, that's terrible. They're booing him, man. Stop that.
Oh, my God. Terrible. Why?
I don't Peanut Gallery is tough today. What is going on?
I'm not a Florida fan on here. I mean.
Oh, my God. Jeez.
Do you know a lot of the people around here, like Harold Horton, a guy I work with at school, Corey Walker, Ty Price, they all pull for Florida.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Big Florida fans.
Well, they're
I don't know.
I'm trying to remember.
Well, Florida was good then.
Right. When they were, because what year did they graduate? 80 what?
88. Corey graduated in 2000. Florida was good that whole time.
But in the 80s, Steve Spurrier was he?
Yeah, and then Spurrier come along.
He came in what year?
Yeah, in the 90s, yeah. He came in the late 80s.
Was it 90?
91, 90?
Yeah.
90.
Yeah.
89,
so
90.
in the Horton boys, their young, I guess, their young man life of really watching football. Steve's great, dude. Are you kidding? Steve Spurrier is I think he's one of the best college coaches ever. Are you kidding?
Oh, I agree with you. Top 10 for sure, wouldn't you think?
I think he's top 5.
He's good.
I think he's
all
up
right.
there.
Well, do you think Kippen's top 25 right now? You don't, do you? Mm-hmm. Will he be by the time he's done? Maybe.
I don't know.
The people are in a bad mood tonight. All right,
they're
let's start off here.
All right, hit us with the promise. Can LSU, can he ride this old bayou boat down the river? What's the season going to look like? Who they got coming back? How many returners? And tell us about Levy. Sell me on Sam Levitt, Dean, to make me feel like Levy is going to be their guy.
Well, I don't know, Matt. He's thrown for 4,600 yards in his career, which is good, but he was hurt last year. As we know, he played at Arizona State, who had a good year last year, but he was hurt. He's thrown for just under 5,000 in his career. I don't know, Matt. I don't see where this guy's any better than who was the guy we loved so much from there. Nussmeyer and Jaden Daniels. I just don't see where he's any better. But he will be solid. I think he'll be solid, and he's a good addition. Running backs, they're loaded. They got Harlem Berry, who had 500 yards as a freshman last year. They got Caden Durham, who's got 1,200 yards career. And they brought in a guy, transfer named Dylan Jones, who gained 300 yards at his school last year. And so they're just planning on running those three. And that's over 2,000 yards, Matt. That's you still on here? Matt.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
okay. I didn't know.
I'll give you the stage.
Oh no, I know you can stay on here. Well, so they got 2,000 yards in running backs coming back. Wide receiver. Now, Matt, I want you to. Huh?
Who's blocking for them?
Well, we'll get to that in just a second. Okay, let me do the skills first. Hold on. Wide receiver. They've got three studs: Jace Brown, Trey Brown, Jace Brown, who has 115 catches, Trey Brown, who had 40 catches last year, Jackson Harris, who had 55 catches last year. Now, Matt, I'm not knocking these young men at all, but Jace Brown's from K-State. Okay, that's pretty good. Trey Brown's from Old Dominion, and Jackson Harris are from Hawaii. Can the guy from Old Dominion and the guy from Hawaii, can they translate to playing in SEC ball and be good, Matt? That's what I'm asking you. I mean, I don't know. I mean, do you think they could be? You got 4,000 yards.
You got
4,000 yards receiving. Okay.
There's a
but the stud of their offense.
There's going to be.
I'm just saying, can that translate?
They're still going to be
a guy that has 1,000 yards at Hawaii. And a guy that has 1,000 yards in Hawaii come in the SEC and be effective. I don't know. I don't know. We'll find out. Jace Brown, obviously.
My knee-jerk answer is, if you just ask me point blank, I'm going to say no, because it's the same thing with Byron Brown. Look, he had guys from Memphis, Navy, and Old Dominion trying to tackle him. That is not the same as Texas, Georgia, and Alabama, and LSU. Right. It's not. It's just not.
No.
If the guys that went to
I'll give Jace Brown.
If they were that good, the guys that were trying to tackle him in the AAC, if they were really elite guys, then they would be at Texas, Georgia, LSU, Bama.
Right.
They would not be at Army and Old Dominion.
Well, two of their three wideouts are from Old Dominion and Hawaii, man. Now, this Jace Brown has got 2,000 yards in his career from K-State. I'll go on and say it right now. I don't think he'll have a problem. He may hurt some people. But the one from Old Dominion and Hawaii, I'm just saying, does that translate into, are they going to be solid players? They may be, but I don't know.
Really, we just don't know. We don't.
We don't know. But that's a good question mark.
Yeah.
But there's no question mark about their tight end, Tredez Green, 35 catches, 435 yards. He is, without a doubt, one of the top tight ends in the country, and will probably be a first-round pick. Now, that's all the skills. Now, offensive line, Matt, they brought in three absolute monsters from other schools. A guy named Jordan Seaton, who is their key player for the year. I look online, key players for LSU. It ain't Sam Levitt. It's this guy, Jordan Seaton. Elu Ba, that's his name. Elu Ba. And Devin Harper. All three of them have several starts. All three of them. And all three of them have transferred in. And it said they start immediately and they make an impact. I mean, I don't know. But, the question now becomes, okay, we understand that, but are they going to work well together? We don't know. Just because they were good where they're at, is it going to be a good fit for them? We don't know. But there is no doubt that LSU 334 yards per game last year, which was considered very bad, is going to be improved. And I do think that it will be improved. I think they'll have a good offense. An unstoppable offense? No, I do not believe that. I do not. I think their run game's going to be solid. I think their passing game will be decent, but not unstoppable. I do not see this as an unstoppable team, Matt. Good, yes. Unstoppable, no. Now, defensively, defensive line picked up the best transfers from Ole Miss. Prince Umanmieleon, that's his name, transferred from Ole Miss. That's odd, isn't it? 20 tackles for a loss in his career. That's good.
Yeah.
Jordan Ross transferred from Tennessee. He's supposed to be solid. He'll start. Both corners for LSU played last year at LSU. PJ Woodland and DJ Pickett. They're solid as it comes. Woodland has given up one touchdown, Matt, in his career.
The
One.
Deshaun Spears guy, he's going to come back and play 3 years. I know. I saw that on another podcast the other day. A defensive guy.
And they're just, yeah. Well, they got Deshaun Keys, made 92 tackles last year at linebacker. He's back. And Whit Weeks is back, who got hurt last year, but Weeks has over 200 tackles in his career. So they're linebackers.
Yeah, senior
linebacker. Too. They're linebackers. Yeah. You got one that's made 125 tackles one year, and you got another one that's made 92. You got your corners are solid. Your linebackers are solid. Your D-line solid. The safeties, Tamarcus Cooley started last year. And the best one of this bunch on defense, Ty Benefield, transferred from Boise State. Now, do you think that's a good translation? Can somebody come from Boise State and be pretty solid? Because Boise State plays good football. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, but, I mean.
To an extent.
Who they see week in and week out. That's the only question. Boise's not. Right. I think Boise's a step, probably ahead of like a USF to me. To me, they are.
Yeah, Boise's. I think they are. I think Boise's pretty solid. I would put Boise up there with Memphis, maybe Memphis, Tulane, some of those, that's been pretty good in the last couple of years. But yeah, he comes in. He's got 235 career tackles. So LSU's good at safety, great at corner. Their linebackers are solid, and their D-line is solid. So I don't know, Matt. I do not think they should be ranked in the top 10 right now, but I do think this is going to be a solid team. I got them with 8.5 wins, either going 9-3 or 8-4. They got a tough schedule. I mean, they got to play Ole Miss, they got to play Alabama, they play Texas A&M. They do not have an easy schedule, but I still think they either go 8-4 or 9-3. And I'm not going to pick an exact record. That's why I go half. That's why we go half. Me and Matt both do.
Yeah.
We go half on the wins because, it's hard to just pick exactly what they're going to get. We just kind of get in the area. But I think they go 9-3 or 8-4.
We'll look at their schedule.
I'll agree with Cody.
You can give me a reasoning on these games, and I'll give dates and times for what we know as of right now.
Okay.
Now, we do know that they're going to start the season off at home. They're going to play the Dabo, the Fighting Sweeneys, 6:30 on ABC. How do you like that?
Did they win that game, Matt? Did they win that? I think they do.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah.
It's been a good game. I'll give them credit. It has been a good game over the years.
Yeah. I'll give that to a kid.
But I'll give them that one.
Because they're at home.
Right. That's the only reason.
La Tech at home the next week.
2-0.
Then they'll play 6:30 in Oxford, Mississippi. Ole Miss.
I don't think they win that.
I don't either.
I don't think they win that.
The defensive line and Weeks and the guys you just broke down there, and we talked about some of these other guys from I don't know, Spears and Pickett and all those guys, are they going to be enough
this
to handle?
Pickett.
Can they handle Chambliss and these receivers in the backfield that I just talked to you about at Ole Miss? And we'll go through and look at Ole Miss schedule too. We'll look at it. So
I don't think so, Matt. With what you told me about Ole Miss's defense, where I think the difference will be, I don't think it'll matter. I think that Lane Kiffin's offense will get shut down. Yeah, I do. I think that. Yeah.
Okay.
Chambliss and him may get stopped by LSU, but I don't think it'll matter.
Okay. Now the next 2 weeks they come back home. They got A&M. Okay. The 26th.
I'll give them that though.
All right, they're going to win at home against A&M. All right, then they got McNeese State, and then they're going to Kentucky.
All right, I got them at 4-2, 5-1 at this point.
Okay,
they may drop Clemson or A&M.
A&M,
possibly. I don't know.
October 16th.
They got them both at home though.
Yeah, they're going to be back home to play Mississippi State October 17th.
Okay,
I like LSU. All right, now they're going to the 24th. They're going to travel to Auburn at 11 o'clock. LSU fighting Kiffins will be fighting the Russian Bear Golish and QB star Byron Brown and their South Florida receivers and some running backs and offensive line and whatever.
It'll be tougher than people think. Going to Auburn, playing in the morning, upset alert. I'm going to give it to LSU, but upset alert.
I'm going to say Auburn has a great chance to win that game. It being early, and let me see here.
I think Auburn has a fantastic chance to win it.
All right, hang on. Before I can make a full dedicated idea here of who does dang it. I gotta know who Auburn plays.
The week before.
Yeah.
See, I can't log off here and check because it cuts me completely off.
Looks like they're going to play. Wait a minute. They got Georgia. They're off. Upset alert.
Yeah. That's a recipe for a disaster to me.
That sounds like
I don't know.
Upset alert big time.
Yeah.
That could be.
Yeah, I think so.
They're off the week before.
I got them at 2 losses. There's no way they beat Texas A&M, Clemson, and Auburn. So I got them. That's 2 at least. I don't think they're going to beat Ole Miss. Because it's at Ole Miss. It's at Oxford. Plus, Oxford's pretty good. And they'll be fired up to play against Lane Kiffin.
So then, let's see. They're going to carry on here. They're off the next week. Then they're going to stay at home the next 2. They're going to LSU here. We're talking about LSU's ending their last stretch of the schedule. So before we get there, then we've got them losing what? One.
I got them losing to Ole Miss and possibly
Auburn.
Alabama or Auburn and possibly A&M Clemson. I'm at 3.
We ain't got to Alabama yet. Just right here where we're at in the middle here. We got them maybe losing to Clemson or Ole Miss and maybe at Auburn because it's early and Auburn's off the week before. So
yeah. So
okay,
that's 2.
All right, now this last 4 games here, this is the stretch they're going to get into. They're going to be at home against Bama and then Texas.
I don't think they win both of those. They make them win one.
I don't think they win either one of them. I got them over. They are at home.
I don't know. Now, I'm not going to say which one. I think they might get one of them. Do you think they can get one of them? They got a tough schedule. So I'm starting to rethink my pick.
Texas is supposed to have just the best. They got a great squad. Alabama's going to have probably one of the top D-back groups.
D-backs, right. And we don't know how great Levitt's receivers are. I can't in good conscience just give them that game. I don't think they – I mean,
Bama led the conference in turnovers and created turnovers, right?
Yeah. Well, I just sat here and said that I don't think Ole Miss is going to – I mean, LSU is going to beat Auburn. So I can't turn around and say, yeah, they're just going to drill Alabama when Alabama's ranked 10. I think they win one of them games. I don't know. Maybe. Who they got left after Texas?
They go at Tennessee, then at Arkansas.
Tennessee?
Yeah.
I'm changing my pick. I got them at 7.5, man.
I'm
not going 8.5. I mean,
their last four is Bama,
brutal.
Texas, Tennessee, Arkansas.
Nah, good gosh. At Tennessee, too.
Yeah, they're going to lose 2 of them.
I think they lose 2 of those 4.
That's what I'm saying.
And then I think they possibly get up.
Plus the other 2.
Then they got A&M and Ole Miss. No, I got them 8-4.
Yeah.
I don't think there's no way they go 9-3. 8-4, yes. Man, I'm sticking them at 7.5. I didn't know they had Alabama, Texas, and Tennessee back to back to back. Yeah. And then you got to play Auburn at 11 o'clock in the morning. Then you got Clemson, A&M, and Ole Miss. That's 6 tough games. I'm going to say I think they lose 4. I got them at 7.5. That means we're right, man, if they go 7-5, and we're also right if they go 8-4. I can't put them over 8-4. Now you give him some time down there, it'll change.
We got them at 7.5. Just going through that last 4 games they got, they're going to lose 2 of them, and people saying Auburn ain't even ranked. I'm telling you, that's crazy, Matt. How could you think Auburn could beat? Well, because Auburn's off the week before.
And they're playing at home.
They're at home. It's an early game. They're coming off a bye after they play Georgia because they're going to get probably drilled by Georgia. They're going to get it run. They're probably going to get run off the field. And then they're going to be mad. This will be a good test to see if Golis can keep the players focused in the game, take a bye week, and then get ready for LSU to come to town. Because Kiffin does not. Kiffin loses to Golis. Dude couldn't even win the AAC. What? No. It's just not.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I know Lane Kiffin's there.
If Lane loses that game to Auburn over there, he ain't going to be able to walk through Baton Rouge with his head up. There's no way.
Well, even if he does win that, I think he's going to lose 2 of the next 3-4.
Yeah.
And then I just can't give them 9-3. We don't know how good Levitt's is. I'm sure he's fine, but is he all SEC type? We don't know.
We got Colson Chamley.
He may be better.
What's up, Coach Dean? Says Colson Chamley.
Hey, Colson. He played football last year. How you doing, buddy? Y'all ready to play Friday? They play Trine Friday.
I saw that. I saw Burge had some good video.
It's a scrimmage game. All right, that's for the Battle of Chattooga County.
Ben says he's going to make a huge prediction that Auburn finally beats Georgia this year. They may do it. There's nothing out of the possibility of realm of possibilities these days. There's not. There's just not.
Well, and I'm not. Now, guys, I may take some heat over this, but every Lane Kiffin team I've seen since he's been at Ole Miss, they roll out there one week like they don't even want to be there, and I don't know why. I'm not blaming it on Lane Kiffin. But they just have some week where it's just like, you know. You're like, what? What's wrong with them? We saw it against Mississippi State one year. We saw it against Kentucky one year. Mark Stoops got fired last year, and they beat Ole Miss.
Yeah.
Or the year before last. I don't know when it was, but they beat Ole Miss.
Right.
And so Kentucky in Ole Miss.
7.5.
Yeah.
LSU can win 7, or they may win 8, but we're just not. We're not.
I'm
going
not
to
giving
the
them
9.
9. No.
Not going 9. Not
No
going
way.
9 for LSU. I think everybody I've talked to has got them at 8. Okay. Let's look at. We broke
not
down
with that schedule.
We broke down Ole Miss. I come into the game here and told you about their players, and everybody already knows who their quarterback is. So now let's look at the schedule. Dean, let's see what we think here. Ole Miss Rebels starting the year off in Nashville, Tennessee. Big chance to win that one. They're going to play Louisville, where Caden Fife will be residing.
I think they beat Louisville.
It's on a Sunday, okay? Sunday game at 6.
I don't think it'll be easy. It's September 6th.
Yep, be on Sunday night.
Okay.
September 12th, they'll play Charlotte at home at Ole Miss. Then they'll return home again. We know what the September 19th is. LSU at Oxford, Mississippi. The projection of the game by FPI says it's 34-31 or 30-27. But they like Ole Miss to beat LSU.
I like it too. Mm-hmm. And then you got to be reasonable.
They're going to go to the Florida Gators.
Upset alert?
Yeah, I think so. Summerall would love to beat an Ole Miss team like Golden and them, a team that, with a big, bad quarterback, and this would be a huge win for him in the program.
Because I think that may be their signature win. I wouldn't be shocked if Florida gets them.
Does Ole Miss kind of get off track in their mind because they're off the next week, October 3rd? They got a bye week, and the bye monster is tough.
Yeah, it is.
October 10th, they're going to travel to Nashville to play Vanderbilt.
Okay.
I think that should be a win. Then they're going to come home at Oxford to play Missouri. I like a win there.
Yeah, that's one.
Now here's where it's going to get fun. Hang on to your britches.
Okay.
At Texas, Auburn, Georgia, at Oklahoma.
Texas, Auburn, Georgia, Oklahoma. I think they win 2 of those.
At Texas and at Oklahoma. We'll say they lose the 2 away games. Also, they got Georgia at home November 7th. The FPI likes Georgia by like 70% and beat Ole Miss. FPI does.
Well, because they're going to be trying to get them back from last year, right? Or was that year before last? Ole Miss beat them 1 year.
Yeah, playoffs. I mean, they beat the SEC champs.
Oh, gosh, they did. My gosh, what am I talking about? Yes, that was a great game.
Yeah.
What are you thinking on Ole Miss, Matt? 9, 8.5, 9?
Then they got Wolford, and they finished the season a Friday night game, the 27th, at Oxford, the Egg Bowl.
Oh, that won't be easy either.
They show about 84% chance to beat Mississippi State. I'm gonna say they probably got about a 60% chance to beat Mississippi State. I think Mississippi State's gonna be a little better.
Yeah.
I'm gonna think Mississippi State's gonna be a little better because we love their quarterback. We like their quarterback play.
I'm thinking 8-4, 9-3, Matt. Which don't mean anything now. You can still make the playoff at 9-3.
Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. God dang.
Now, their schedule is just too hard, man. They're not going to beat Georgia, Texas, and if they do, they probably are going to win it.
And
you got to go to Florida. Florida may be good, man.
We agree on 8.5 for Ole Miss.
I agree 190% on that.
They could win 9, and they may pull some rabbit out of their hat, and they may go down there but here's the thing about Ole Miss.
They've had if they win 10, they've had a fantastic year.
Right, but here's what I was going to say, and you said this about Kiffin. We're going to find out if it's Kiffin. They just roll their hat out there and come out there. Boop, 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 boop,
I know.
Yeah.
They did that every year with him.
Well, we'll show up back to the end of the third quarter, and then we're behind. So they're going to do some goofy crap like that and lose to Florida, but then they're going to come in here and roll over to Texas and beat Texas. You see what I'm saying?
Well, the patterns have showed, and you know this. You watch a lot of college football. Teams like Ole Miss and LSU always win a game they're not supposed to, but yet again, they always lose when they're not supposed to.
I mean, look, DeBoer set an SEC record last year. He beat 4 consecutive weeks, top 15 teams, week by week by week by week. Saban never done that. But he lost to Florida State.
Yeah.
What? Or like last year, they have a great
Florida
year.
State didn't even do good last year.
And then the year before that, remember they beat Georgia over there, and that big catch,
and then lost to Vandy.
They go to freaking Vanderbilt and just lay a turd out there right in the middle of the field. Players kicking balls and throwing mouthpieces and.
Now, looking back, Vandy was pretty good. Vandy was not bad the 2 years that Pavia was there. They were not. I'm sorry now. They just wasn't a bad team. And I don't think they're going to be bad this year, to be honest with you.
Well, that quarterback, he's going to have to get his stuff together. He's going to be new, and it's going to be
he is new.
It's going to be a revelation for him.
So, Matt, while we're on it, let me just read something to you. Me and Matt, so far, and we've agreed on all these. We talked about it. We got Arkansas at 4.5, Kentucky 4.5. We actually got Mississippi State at 5.5, Missouri at 5.5, South Carolina 6.5, Tennessee and LSU at 7.5, and Ole Miss at 8.5. But, I mean, you can go 9-3 now, and you're going to be in the playoff.
Yeah, for the most part, true.
Yeah, you can. Yeah. Especially with these 9-game schedules. I'm telling you right now, and you're not stupid. These teams going 9-3, Ole Miss, LSU, Alabama, they go 9-3, they're still going to be in the top 20.
All right. Now, what we have left, we got to get all these done before in the next 3 weeks. We got Texas, Georgia, Vandy, Florida, Auburn, and Alabama, and Oklahoma. We ain't done Oklahoma neither.
No, we got to do them. We may have to do 2 apiece the next couple of weeks.
I'll
probably will.
I'll do.
You want to do one on Tuesday or Thursday?
Yeah, I'll do 2 of them. We'll get 2 of them out I'll do Oklahoma Tuesday or something.
We'll do. Of course, you know who we're going to do in 2 weeks: Auburn and Alabama.
And next week we can do.
You can do Georgia and Florida if you want to.
We'll do Vandy and Florida.
You want to do Vandy and Florida? Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we can do Alabama, Georgia, and Auburn the last week, right?
Do Texas, Georgia, and then a week before the game we'll do. They'll give us 3 weeks. Do Auburn and Alabama last. Have you seen any? So that's our record picks. We got LSU at 7.5. They'll win 7 or 8 games, and we like Ole Miss probably win 8 or 9. Yeah. If Ole Miss pulls something greasy out of their butt and they may go upset Texas. I mean, Sark has been known to lay a big egg, but FPI says that the chances of Ole Miss winning at Texas are 16%.
Oh, good gosh. I'd give it higher than that. Well, they high on Texas, ain't they?
Oh,
and I like him. I think he's a good ball player, but my gosh, I mean, let's just go and give Cam Coleman the Heisman. I mean, come on, man.
Have you seen that catch he made?
Well, we don't even know that he's the best receiver on that team. Ryan Wingo is good. Do I think Coleman's good? Yes, I do. But and he may be All-American. I may be wrong, but they're putting the cart before the horse with him a little bit. And I tell you what they're doing. They're doing the same thing to him they did at Auburn. They're putting a ton of pressure on the kid.
I know.
Why they do that? They've done it to him every year he's played.
Well, when you come out of high school and you're, a big projected player, this is just part of it. Can you see the screen here? Have you seen this catch?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, he's a stud. There ain't no doubt. SummerSlam. Oh, yeah.
Good. We got
We're not watching wrestling highlights, guys. We're watching Cam Coleman.
Here's Cam making this catch. Jump, leaping one hand, left-handed, snagging it one hand and turning, getting up field right there.
Oh, now he's got a boatload of talent, but and I thought he did good last year for Auburn.
Could he have been better? Yes. Could he have been put in a better position? Yes. But
I think he will be at Texas. I think him and Wingo, they're going to throw to him all the time. They may both have 70 catches.
Well, But here's the thing: if this is what I said, now I know I'm being picky, which is what I'm supposed to do. The ball is a freaking absolute trash duck.
Yes.
It's a terrible throw. It looks like either he thought Cam was going to go up the field and Cam cut his route off and cut across. They was not on the same
page.
It
practiced the other day when I threw a post.
Look at that duck. That is a terrible. I hope that wasn't arch. And that we don't know. That may not be arch.
Oh, no, it may not be.
We don't. We just assume it. He's throwing to the ones, but the second team guys they get throws to the ones too.
Well, Matt, that reminds me about LSU. Now, I meant to mention this. If Levitt don't work out, Landon Clark is considered the best backup in the conference for LSU.
Yeah.
So LSU's probably okay at quarterback either way.
Well, what if our old buddy, who's the number 2 QB at Ole Miss, because their guy, remember where he left? He's at Missouri.
Yeah, he went to Missouri. He's going to be Missouri's quarterback.
So you know who Ole Miss's backup is? You just forgot. They moved around so much.
Who is it?
Deuce Knight from Auburn.
Okay, he's a good one too. Could have been Auburn's quarterback.
He would have been this year, and why he left? Because he knew he wasn't going to get to play. They were not going to put bench Brown, a guy the coach brought with him that knows the offense. He's not going to bench him. I
talked to an Auburn fan today. He acted like, from what he read, he didn't know if Brown was going to be their quarterback or not. But I said, well, I think he will.
They ain't got another quarterback.
Well, the media does that every year. They used to do that with A.J. McCarron. They actually made us think. And I told people, I said, bull crap, A.J. McCarron is going to be Alabama's quarterback.
Well, yeah.
And they made it like he might not be, which y'all know what happened. He was for the next 3 years.
And he won 3 national championships. He's the best quarterback in Alabama history for me.
But they created that, and that's good. That's good media. You create a buzz and make it like we don't know.
But they all know that this Ryan Brush at Auburn is not going to be, and the Lachlan Hewlett kid's not. These are 2, 3-star guys. The Tristan Tejas kid, I watched him at practice. I think he looks pretty good, but he's a true freshman standout. He's from California, and he did win the backup job, of course, behind Brown. But Tejas, he secured a spot on the depth chart, and he did look pretty good. He was 15 for 20 in Auburn's spring game.
And I won't go on and say it now. Keelan Russell's going to be Alabama's quarterback.
Yeah, Sylvia asked me today. I was watching Alabama practice. Mm-hmm. I've done a practice video or 2, just showing some reps and trying to show who people are. And that's the foregone conclusion is it's Keelan. That's what everybody's thinking.
You know this as well as I do. Guys, these 5 stars they bring in, they're going to start them.
Yeah.
Mac may look better than Russell, but at the end of the day, they're going to go with Russell.
Well, here's what DeBoer said in the little interview he had. No, I'm sorry, Grubb. Grubb said that he liked how Austin has grown in, moving out of the pocket under pressure. And then he said he liked how Keelan has learned to stand in the pocket in pressure. So the 2 weaknesses that they kind of have naturally, because Keelan's naturally going to take off with it. He's kind of like Jaden Daniels. That's who Keelan Russell's been compared to by NFL pros. Not me, but FPI pros and NFL people think he's like Jaden Daniels from LSU that won a Heisman there. That's who they compare him to. So they like how he's been able to stay in the pocket a little more in practice and not bail. And they like how Austin has learned to sometimes when you do need to bail, take off with it.
Well, it just creates a buzz before the start of the season, and a lot of people are interested to see who these teams' quarterbacks are going to be.
Well, let me ask you something. Since we saw who – I brought this up on TikTok last night. We saw who the top 25 here coaches poll was. We've been through it, and we've looked at it, and it's been gone over.
It's better than the AP.
So let me ask you this then. And I did a 30-minute video last night on this. Unexpected expectations from Alabama fans drive the narrative for haters of Alabama, such as Georgia and Auburn fans, to gaslight Alabama fans into saying, "Oh, there's trouble down there in Tuscaloosa. You ain't looking too good." We just went to the playoffs. What the heck are you talking about? We're not looking good.
Still ranked number 11, you know.
So do you think that the media and the way things were when Nick was there, where they got a little wink and a nod, us Saban, they're probably going to be good this year. Nick's the coach. Well, I want to rank them at 3. Nah, I don't know, man. We got to put him at 2. Saban's still there. You're right. You're right. Do you think there was probably a lot of that when he was there? Probably.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, okay. So now on the reverse side of that, Bama has been pushed down in some rankings because they won't say who their quarterback is. They had a bad rushing game last year, which nobody really had a good rushing game much at all last year.
No, rushing games were down
not really.
last year.
They are.
As a whole.
So do you think Alabama in the past, since DeBoer's there, because the media, the fans are so high that they think they're supposed to be in the semifinals at least every year, that this media bias type stuff and these other coaches are not going to rank Alabama high, and it hurts them because the expectations are, well, when Nick was there, by God, to tell you what they would have done.
Yeah, 11 seems a little low for them. I don't really, I can maybe see them being in there with, I don't understand A&M. I know A&M's got, Craver back and Marcel Reed, but in Indiana won a national championship, but am I not mistaken? Didn't they lose most of those players?
Yeah.
And, I still think I don't think they ought to be out of the top 10. My understanding was, A&M was going to be right outside the top 10. A&M or Oklahoma, which I don't agree with now. I think Oklahoma's going to be pretty dang good.
Yeah.
But I don't agree with LSU being in the top 10. But I think Alabama ought to at least be in the lower top 10 until we see what they're doing.
Right.
I think some of it's because we don't really know, they don't, like you said, the running game. Well, how are we going to put them in the top 10? We don't even know if they got a good running game. Maybe.
Look, here's an example. This was my top 25. I had Notre Dame 1 and Ohio State 2. And that's just because I think Notre Dame's schedule, they played nobodies. Me and you looked at that schedule. I sent it to you a while ago.
Yeah.
They played 2. They got BYU and Miami. So I thought, well, they'll have a great chance to win it. But I got Indiana at 16.
Mm-hmm.
They got Josh Hoover. Well, man, he threw for 10,000 yards. He was at TCU.
He had thrown for 10,000.
But what defenses have been, hawking down his receivers at,
he's also thrown compared to, he hadn't thrown a lot of interceptions, but compared 30. To what quarterbacks now throw, yes, he has. He's thrown 33. He's thrown 33 picks, guys.
In 3 games, 3 years.
That's a lot.
That's 10 a year. That's 1 every game, might as well say.
Close to it.
So, I got Alabama 8. I think that's about 8 or 9 is good with me. I got BYU at 10. I'm just making some comparisons of where the other.
Yeah, A&M 11, Oklahoma 12. I may have BYU at 12 and Oklahoma at 10, but it wouldn't be no vast disagreement there. We agree on A&M. We agree. I don't agree with LSU being in the top 10.
I don't have Oregon.
I had Oregon pretty high.
I ain't gonna rank them real high because you had Oregon
number
one.
Just because they got everybody back on offense, or a lot back.
I'm just not a Deontay Moore. We broke him down when he come in. I don't know. I just don't think he's been that good. You got Indiana? You got Indiana at 10. You got Bama at 8. That's where I had them. You got Georgia at 4, Texas 3, Ohio State 2.
I had Oregon 1, but that may be a stretch.
You got SMU at 19, and I had them like at 14 or 15. I like them. I think they're going to have a good team. You got Auburn 25. I had Mizzou because I just thought Drink has been in the SEC longer. I'm going to give him the nod. I love their quarterback. We love Simmons. I think he's going to be special over there at Missouri.
Yeah.
I like him, man. I thought he was just killing it. And he got hurt and he went out and then Chandler's come in. That was the end of it. We never saw him again. And he couldn't help that, I guess, right?
No. I mean, you couldn't. He didn't do anything to lose his spot.
Right.
I mean, Chambliss just worked out. I mean, what else can you say?
All right. Being asked something about Friday the 14th of August about some local teams will be playing Jamboree games. You said this Friday there's some coming up over at
Center plays North Jackson. Galesville and Sandrock play Thursday. Okay. Cedar Bluff is over here Friday. Saxon Etowah's coming to town. I don't know about, so that leaves Spring Garden. I don't know about Spring Garden, but I do know that Sandrock and Galesville play Thursday.
They're going somewhere. I've shared it on the page. Spring Garden. Where are they going?
Now all these are just jamborees. A half.
Right. Yeah.
That means a half. You know.
Yeah. As the season kicks in, we always dedicate part of the show we'll go through and look at each team's wins or losses. And we broke them down this summer. We talked about each school and kind of who they had back and maybe on your, player of the year, you could assume on an early player of the year type thing, probably Ashley over at Sandrock. He's going to do really good. He's got bigger and stronger. They're bringing back like everybody.
Yeah, they got that receiver back. Yeah. Rocker Woodall. Then you got the running back from Spring Garden. It's so good.
And then Spring Garden for 1A football round, they're going to have a heck of a running game.
They're going to be good.
We know what they like to do, and they're going to be fun to watch too. So, don't
know a lot about Cedar Bluff. No, Galesville's got their two backs back, but I don't know.
Galesville's got I broke it down week before. He's got, this is his biggest senior team he's had in a long time. Knapp got remember he started freshman, all freshmen, I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago. So they're all seniors this year.
From what I've heard, though, he's not got a lot under that. It's mostly those seniors, and
so after they're gone, it's going to be slim pickings.
Yeah.
And Cedar Bluff's going to be young in some places. I know some of their linemen, they're going to have good senior, play back. I think their center, they're going to be back. And, of course, the twins, they'll be back. And, they're going to be an interesting team to see how Cole puts them together. And Cole just said, somebody tried to ask him at media day, what was his style of offense? And he was like, whatever works. We're going
He's
to
not showing much. Only thing I know about them, and it's the only thing.
The 4A North may have a better chance. Maybe we'll have to look into it.
Yeah, you got Gunner from Fairview, Cherokee County. Yeah. They could.
Yeah, because you got Jackson out of their 3A now.
Yes, which is not good for 3A.
No. All right, let's get into digging the last part of the show here, Dean. Our top wide receivers for the SEC. Booyah. Put it up on the screen. Top 5 returning wide receivers in the SEC. Ryan Williams, 1,500 yards. Cam Coleman had 13 touchdowns. He's at Texas now. The Thompson kid over 1,000. The kid you like, the Sartania at Oklahoma, we love him. He had nearly 1,000.
Yeah, he's
and then
good.
The Craver kid at A&M, he had over 900 yards receiving. So
he did.
These are some top guys to be looking for and keep your eyes open and see how this works out for them.
I agree with that. I mean, I think Wingo at Texas is good too.
Yep.
But I'm not knocking Coleman at all, but I just, let's let the kid play some before we.
He's winning the Heisman.
They just kind of feel like they put a lot of pressure on him.
Yes, they're going to actually give 2 Heismans away this year. Arch Manning and Cam Coleman. Texas is back, baby. Texas is back.
Williams has pressure on him because he didn't do as well last year, and they talked about it, but I think Williams will be fine. I think Coleman will have a good year. I don't know about the kid from Mississippi State. Those last two, Satania and Craver, they're just good. I mean, what else can you say? They're just just solid.
They produce. They get it done. So those are some top returning wide receivers to keep your eye on. At practice wise, I've seen Coleman play a little bit at practice, and I'll say this. Rico Scott looked good at practice for Bama Day.
Yeah, I keep forgetting about Rico Scott.
He looked good. And guess who's back? Lotzie Brooks is back again. He could come back next year.
I won't give him kind of a.
Lotzie Brooks could have.
Matt, give me just a second. I'm going to have to blow my nose. Just hold on. Don't go nowhere. I think.
Yeah, I think that Lotzie Brooks could be a. I don't know. He may not be a diamond in the rough for everybody because if you keep up with it, you did watch football last year. I would like to see Brooks be put in a wildcat type situation. Personally, I think he could be somebody they could use kind of like they did Bernard last year. Now Cam Coleman, we know he didn't produce, all that well last year. I mean, he had some good numbers, but the offense was pretty shaky at Auburn last year. We did expect Cam to do. I mean, he did have it ain't like his year was bad.
No, he did not have a bad year.
We can expect him to have a good year.
I think the thing with Coleman is they're like, he's got a quarterback now. He's going to show out, and he may very well.
Yeah, Brian got married back this summer. Coach Saban gave him some marital. He gave him some marital advice. He told him on the media days something like, "Just know that she's always right," or something like that to that effect.
Huh?
Right? What do you mean?
Always.
And then Thompson, of course, Mississippi. Look, we broke them down, and we went through them, and we said when we got it done with them. Guys, they got a good quarterback. They got a lot of offensive line back. They got this receiver. They got a good tailback. If Mississippi State can put together a top 30 defense, I think they could be dangerous. They may go on, we had them at like 6 wins. But we thought they may win 7 or 8. Just depends on the year.
We've got them at 6.5.
Yeah.
We got them bowling no matter what.
Yeah.
And, of course, we got South Carolina bowling no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
And but the only teams we don't have doing well and not going to a bowl so far is Missouri. No, it's Kentucky and Arkansas not going to a bowl.
Right. And Sartenia, you really like him. You always, he's a producer.
I thought Alabama had a tough time with him, and Alabama's got a good group of secondary guys. So I'll be honest, yes, I'm kind of going by that.
You think he goes over 1,000 this year?
I think you have a good shot at it. I think he'll definitely be their top. See, he wasn't last year. They had about 3 guys they threw to. They were good last year.
They were hurt too a lot of the year. They kept coming in and out, and they couldn't get them all together on the field.
Alabama made the Elite Eight. They had a tough time with him.
Yeah.
And I know they did beat them the second time, but I don't know. I thought Oklahoma was strong.
Bama defense give Matera. He had a hard game. Nothing was open. And
that second time,
he didn't have nowhere to go with the ball, and they strip sacked him, and they just really embarrassed him. Just pulled his pants down in front of everybody.
Yeah, they drilled. They got them pretty good in the second half. I think the first half there, one time they were winning pretty bad, were they not? 17-0, and then it just Alabama just turned it on after that. But I hate the way Alabama's season ended against Indiana, but Indiana they smoked everybody except Miami.
They struggled with Oregon and Ohio State during the year, and there's some other wide receivers, and as we get into the season, we'll break down into Oregon, and we'll talk about Saban at Ohio State. You got any thoughts on him before we get off? Because Ohio State now they're number 1, so.
Well, he's supposedly the most accurate quarterback in the country. They didn't say he was the best, but the most accurate.
By percentage.
By percentage, right, of completions to passes.
Right.
So, he's just going to get better, Matt. He scares me. And the receivers he has, he's got Smith. And I don't know. They're scary good.
Hmm.
I mean, I'm just like throwing in completion, dude. I mean,
Well,
his
he don't
numbers
have.
are ridiculous. I'm talking about his completion percentage. It may not be a lot of yards. I mean, I know one game there he was 21 for 23 for 175 yards, but still 21 for 23, which
Well,
we
they're
saw him in high school, and he was stupid accurate. I mean, it's just crazy.
yeah he and their OC and how they lay things out. It's kind of like they did with Mendoza at Indiana. They're not asking him to do too much. They're not asking him to throw it from one hash mark up the field to another, or throw a bunch of go balls. He wasn't a great deep ball thrower. Just
No,
throw
no, he's
throw a
not.
little quick slant. He had some good comeback routes, and Indiana run the ball pretty well, but they played good defense. And that's going to be the surprise of the year. Who's going to be able to play defense and run the ball? Because I think that's what carries you the furthest.
Well, I just hope Alabama has a better run game. The two teams that played for it. Well, you take the three. You take three of the four. Indiana, Miami, and Ole Miss all had good run games. Every one
Yeah.
of them. And
Well,
you like Miami's running back a lot.
oh
And
man, Tony,
those two bowling balls that played for Indiana were good now. I mean,
that's
Mendoza got a lot of credit, and the big, tall, white receiver, wide receiver got a lot of credit, but their running game was good, man.
they're not going to be they're not going to be no pushover or slouch. And here's some dark horse teams, and I've talked about BYU. Look, Baron Brockemeyer throwed for 3,700 yards.
Yeah.
He's a good passer of the ball too, and they only play like 2 games, so they should be ranked in the top 12 or so as the year gets down towards the end. They should, if they go 10-2, their 10-2 is not going to look the same as like a Georgia, or going 10-2, or if Auburn went, forsake their schedule, if they went 10-2, it looks good.
Good
But
gosh. I mean, build that guy a statue. There's a goalie statue down there by Bo Jackson. If they go 10-2, don't you agree?
Yeah, absolutely.
We like SMU too, don't we, Matt?
Yeah, I like Jennings. I mean, he's a baller, man. He's fun to watch. And it seems to me now these days, and here's how college football is, whether we like it or not, you just play a crappy schedule and make it to the playoffs. Aaron Ashley, hey, guys.
Aaron, we're wondering where these boys got all this passes. Should you have been the quarterback at Sand Rock, Aaron?
We're beginning to think so. I mean, they're tearing it up.
I mean, we didn't know it at the time. Rusty didn't know it. You didn't know it, but you might have should have been that quarterback.
Is Todd coming over to a Sand Rock? I'm sure he'll make it over there. See, Alec.
Oh, yeah. I think week 1, Matt, I'm going to go watch Cedar Bluff and West End. And week 2, Gillsville's having an alumni night. I'm going to that. And then after that, just, if Cedar Bluff's not at home, they're not at home. They got spread out pretty good. They play at home week 3 and 4. Then they play at home again week 7 and 8 or something like that. But it's spread out pretty good this year.
He shouldn't have been the quarterback. He said no.
Yeah. Okay. I guess he'd probably throw 178 yards.
Right now.
Yeah.
Just come off the porch in his underwear and his tidy whities and pair of socks and just throw it 70 right now.
Aaron, we played flag football together, and you should have been our quarterback. I think we did. I know we played intramural basketball together. And I got to tell this story. We wasn't bad, but we wasn't the best team in there. The team that won it was filled with 3 Cedar Bluff guys, Matt. Jeff Harp, Michael Higgins, Mark Jones, and Greg Harp.
No way. Gosh, those guys were all terrible. Yeah.
Yeah, they won it. They won it at Gadsden State. Good game. And their 5th starter was from Etowah. He was the point guard. And I think they scored 80 points in their last game. They won that league. They won the Gadsden State intramural.
Well, no doubt. Shit, just Droop and Mark and my God.
Mark and Higgins were really good.
Yeah, I know.
And apparently the Harps were too.
Yeah. All right, last topic, Dean, before we get off here. And you may not know this. This is just some deep college football talk here. The Protect College Sports Act failed to reach a vote during an all-night pre-recess session. This was back yesterday, before the weekend. They stayed up till Saturday morning early trying to get this bill passed. So College Sports Act is said to be by Majority Leader John Thune is something that needs to be fixed, and they have good solutions for it. The bill has been a roller coaster since it's been introduced it back in May. Quickly has failed to gain support from the SEC and Big Ten, but now the two conferences are on board with it. Bill co-sponsor Ted Cruz out of Texas says that his colleagues and I worked hard all the way down to the end trying to get this done, and surroundings of college sports predicted that the bill would receive the support of 60 or more senators to keep it on the path to becoming a law. Cantwell of Washington said that he was grateful that Thune put it in on the calendar. This bipartisan bill is how we protect women and collegiate Olympic sports. He looks forward to passing this bill when they get back off of their summer break.
This is where transitioning men can't play ball, right?
Yeah, that's part of the SAVE Act. So, and the big part that got, because the Big Ten SEC were not on board with this, they were on the idea that a lot of this is, you know what it's about. It's about money. TV rights. Fox owns the Big Ten network, and then ESPN does SEC. So it's all about money and that kind of stuff. So here's the thing. If you want, because here's what they're trying to do, to have super conferences. We're going to have a 19-team limit for a conference. So that means that the SEC could add 3 more. But this new bill, they were going to say, well, if you're going to, like, if Clemson, Miami, and Florida State, if those 3 teams want to join the SEC and leave the ACC, they'll have to go independent for 5 years. And they can't do that.
5 years?
Yeah, that don't make no sense. So they're going to try to scratch that out. But they're trying to keep the bill, too, where the main part of the bill was, one, you play 5 years, that's all you get. And the other part was, of course, there's going to be one portal, and if you transfer again, you have to set a year.
Well, I like that.
Yeah, and everybody does. I think we all agree on that.
You can transfer once, right?
Yes, but here's the last part of it. There was $21.5 million allotted to each school, and you have to spend a percentage of that on your Olympic sports, and that's what he was talking about here, trying to preserve women's and Olympic sports. One, by keeping trans people that's wanting to get over into girls, to keep men out of women's sports, and two, what happens with track and field? You can't just put all that money into football, that $20 million that each college got. So they bumped it up to $40 million each school can have. And A&M and LSU is already over that limit now. So
see, I don't like that. Nobody should be over the limit.
They do it anyway. And NCAA can't do nothing
over the limit.
But NCAA did, suspend Aaron Carter for 2 games because his agent bought him a $400 plane ticket.
That's what I heard. So, they said that was outside the lines of his contract.
Right, but it's okay for A&M to spend $50 million on a football roster. While teams like, I don't know, Auburn, can only spend 20.
20.
Or if teams that are trying to stick to the rules can only do so much. So everybody's not playing by the same rules, and this is what pisses me off because people come on here and say stuff. Well, I knew it. It's always just Alabama haters because they think that NIL is why Nick Saban left college football. That's what's changed the game. Players have always got paid. Well, I told you, Matt, if I give NIL, it even things out, and you see what's happening.
I know we got the same. I mean,
that's not why. That's the NIL money is not why. The same freaking teams are. Go look at who's top recruiting class.
Top 10.
The past 3-4 years, it's Alabama, Ohio State, A&M, Oregon. That's those teams
every year.
Alabama didn't this year because they didn't want to. They're trying to do it right and not spend a bunch of money on kids that they don't need because they got a roster full of kids. They're loaded with sophomores and a huge freshman class they got last year. So Alabama said, we're not going to spend a bunch of money this year. Now the 28 class, they're already top 3 for 28, but
already.
Yeah, because they picked up the per-year kid from Benjamin Russell which was the quarterback to C.D. Morgan, which was the top receiver in the state from Benjamin Russell last year that Bama picked up. So they got his quarterback now for him to play with in 2 years when he'll be ready when Keelan graduates. So here's the thing. Olympic sports, what do you do with – I like to see it because what's wrong with like girls, basketball, where they need money for their sports too. What if a girl gets a scholarship, Dean, to run track? Well, we're going to have to get rid of our track program. We don't have enough money because we had to spend it on football to try to keep up because football is what brings in all our revenue. That's not fair.
No. Basketball's big, so you can't take too much away from that.
What about volleyball? I mean, what if a girl gets a scholarship to play volleyball and she can't go to Alabama A&M because they've had to dump their program because they can't keep up?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a slippery slope.
It's about as stupid as the WNBA ladies coach saying that. She said a reporter asked her, Dean, this question. This is all she said. Well, what do you think about, the trans people coming over here in the WNBA? She said, I'm just not educated enough in that department. What do you mean you're not educated enough? You either got a wiener or you don't. I mean, it's not complicated. You're a boy or you're a girl. So that kind of stuff is trying to ruin the sport. So, but the big conference realignment, big TV deals. I think the Big Ten's TV deal runs out in 2030. SEC's like 2032, yada, yada, yada. So look for the Save College Football Act to come back in after the season starts. I'll have some more news on that. What conference would UConn play football in if they left the independent? UConn
probably you'd have to put them in the ACC, wouldn't you? It's Atlantic Coast. I mean, I'm just saying you don't have to be.
Them are the Big Ten.
Probably, yeah. I don't know. I wouldn't think.
But
now, basketball, they could, but football, I wouldn't think that UConn could play with anybody in either conference.
Ain't that crazy that USC has to fly across country to play a conference schedule?
Yeah, they need a western side of the conference, western side of football. We need to just break it down to east, west, north, south.
Well, we try to do that. Big 12 is, they got some teams, but
yeah, I mean,
they don't have.
I could map it out. They won't take it, but I mean, east, west, north, south. I mean, how many teams you got in the West? You got Washington, Oregon, Washington. I mean, I know it's old Pac-12, but that's okay. That's what it would be. You can stick Fresno and Boise and all them in there.
From Utah to Colorado to Utah, Colorado, and all those. You can have all those.
Just
teams.
a super Western. You got 4 conferences. I don't know. And you go from New Mexico over on the west, and the south could be from Texas over to Florida.
Yeah.
And, east would be from, North Carolina up. North would be from Ohio up. I mean, I don't know. It don't. And now, then somebody be like, well, where are you going to put them teams from the Midwest, like Nebraska, Iowa? Well, I mean, who knows? I don't know.
If Mark Bailey says we could do it by time zones, but then it'd be like Alabama would be in a time zone with like Notre Dame and Minnesota. And
that wouldn't be a bad idea. You could do it like that. Hey, if you're in this time zone, you're in this conference. Huh.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Huh. We need to get rid of daylight savings.
But do you realize that Alabama and Illinois would be in the same conference?
The USA, yeah, right, yeah, make the playoffs.
But Georgia would not be in our conference no more, neither would Florida. No. It'd be weird. It would be weird. And you got some states that are split. Some of it's in one, and I mean it. I don't know.
Kentucky and Tennessee wouldn't they be different conferences, or Vanderbilt and Tennessee? No, I mean Kentucky and Tennessee because they're right above and below each other. But
yeah, Kentucky. Well, some of Tennessee's on our time, and the rest.
It kind of splits. It'd be
But the University of Tennessee is on Eastern time, and so is the University of Kentucky, and Georgia, Florida. We'd be out. It'd be us, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, Missouri, Arkansas, Texas, LSU. Illinois,
Eastern
Illinois.
Illinois.
It'd be just you go to the Mississippi River and come down, and that's all your teams that are going to be in your conference. Oklahoma, probably.
But Indiana's too far over, ain't they? They're probably on Eastern time. Yeah.
I don't know what Indiana's on. I don't know. That's a good question, man. Ohio's on Eastern time for sure. I know that. In Michigan. I tell you what would get hurt, though, would be the ones on Mountain Time. There's not a lot of people on Mountain Time.
Well, you get
it'd be Colorado and Utah.
Yeah. Colorado would have to play Oregon and USC, and which would be good games. Should be good game. They should be that way. The Pac-12 needs to regroup. And the Big Ten's not going to let USC.
I wish they would.
UCLA is like in the ACC. That's so stupid.
I know. I wish the Pac-12 or Pac-10 or just call it the Pacific Conference would regroup.
Yeah, they have
and try again.
But it's like
you get all the Arizonas, Californias, Oregon's, Washington's in there together.
It's just all the old. It's all the old Mountain Atlantic teams, really. Mm-hmm. The new Pac-6 is not.
Who is it? Like Fresno and all that bunch?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Fresno and
Oregon State's in there.
Yeah. Fresno's not terrible, but they're not going to be able to. I mean, I don't think they're ever going to win the title.
Have you seen where some of the
champions? Huh?
You've seen where some of the rivalry games are going to be like Game 1 next year?
No, I'd heard that though.
Oregon State's like Game 1. Michigan, Ohio State may be Game 2. USC and Notre Dame's going to be Game 1 in 28.
Really?
What do you think about that? You like that better, or you want to hold it till November?
I don't know. I kind of like it at the end. Rivalry games.
Let them get their wheels under them, maybe.
Yeah, but some people's like, well, dang, y'all going to play the rivalry game, the biggest game of the year, like Alabama and Auburn, after they're all beat up and tired at the end of the year? I guess you could look at it that way.
And it depends.
But I don't know. These boys are 21 years old.
That game could cost them a playoff shot.
Yeah, it could.
All right,
I don't know. The way they're doing things is okay for now, I guess.
Just do not, God dang, please don't go to 16 or 24. Don't do nothing else. Stop expanding. Stop it. No more. I'm done with it.
I don't agree with anything past 16.
You know how I am. Let's play a round robin of 5. Let number 1 have a bye week 1, and then number 2, 3, 4, and 5 play 2 plays 4 and 3 plays 5, and 1 gets a bye. That's me.
I like it. I like the Final Four. I do. I did. I like the Final Four. We watched several of them together. I liked it.
You could have bowl games.
I know you did.
At all those bowls, you could use the major 4 bowl games for that. For the championship, and all the other bowl games like the Midas Bowl or the GoDaddy Bowl or the Pina Colada or the Advanced Auto Parts Bowl or the GoDaddy, those can be games for the other teams like numbers 6 through 12. What's the problem? What's the big deal?
Well, I still say they ought to go mid-major championship and playoff.
It don't matter if you make it 24, somebody's going to gripe. Well, by God, why are they at 25? They should have got – somebody's going to gripe. Syracuse should have made it in.
At what number does the griping stop? 32?
No,
32.
Won't.
You get 32 in there, and ain't nobody going to go, why are we 33? Are they? There's always somebody gets left out of the NCAA, and there's 68 teams.
We can't. There's too much. Here's what people forget. People forget these are goddamn students in college. They can't play 24 playoff games. They'll have to dump the conference games and probably a regular season game. We'll have to go to 10 regular season games and no conference championship because they got to get out of school. These kids are in school. This is not freaking professional football. They're just coming back, and they're coming back. Dean, what do you think about the Georgia's white jerseys they're going to be wearing this year? Any thoughts?
No, I'm okay with it. What do you think?
I wish Bama, and I may be the only person that likes it. I don't know many people that agree with me on this. He may have got a call or something, or his phone went dead. I love Alabama to bring back the white helmets. The 66, 65 when they wore them, or 64. I like the white helmets. You don't have to wear them every game. Just, wear them at when they wear their white jerseys, so That's all we got this week. We usually come on about an hour. We got an hour and a half. We got our top wide receivers returning for the SEC, Ryan and Cam. What about that? Being from the same state, about the same age, guys grew up around each other. That's awesome. I love it. That's the story we should celebrate. And I know it's going to be some, and I have no idea what Auburn fans, Mark don't, not all Auburn fans, still are attached to Cam. He ain't even there anymore. He's at Texas. But I think my takeaway from this story is Ryan and Cam both played in my state, AHSA high school football, and I love it. I think it's great from Central Phoenix and Saraland. It's a great story. You got two of your top returning receivers for the conference that played right here in state in Alabama. I think it's cool. And then we got Thompson kid from Mississippi State, and then the Craver kid at A&M. We're looking for him to be back a 900-yard year. And also Sertania. That's one of Dean's favorite ones. We think he might get to 1,000 this year. Mark, what's up? If they keep expanding the playoffs, at some point we're going to have to shorten. Yeah, I know. That's what they were saying. It's going to have to be 10 regular season games. And they're probably Big Ten's already said they're going to dump the conference game because they want to go to 24 next year. Don't wait. Petiti said he wants 24. And he's Sankey's daddy. And they may get 24. They may get 24. If Sankey will go on and agree with it, they may get it. So, anyway, that's all we got for today. Thank you, guys. We appreciate it. We love you much. And we'll come back to see me maybe Tuesday night. We'll see what news and stuff we got going on. And I'll break down I may do Vanderbilt, and then we'll leave Florida and Oklahoma do 1 week, and next week we'll do Texas, Georgia, then we'll finish with Bama and Auburn. We'll break them down. I've been watching Alabama and Auburn practice. We'll have more comments on that maybe through the week. So keep an eye on the page. Hit the thumbs up on your way out. YouTube watchers, if you've been hanging on with us this far, man, we sure do appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel. If you just like the video and put a comment over there, the show sucks, you're an idiot. Just comment, hit the thumbs up. We'd appreciate it. All right, y'all be blessed. Have a great week. Starting out the week Monday. Wake up with a positive attitude. Know that God loves you and I love you. Keep your heads clear and your hearts full of God. And we'll catch you next time on Locker Room Sports.